Hey, welcome back to episode 28. I've got a really brief one for you today, but I think it'll be a good one for people that are kind of looking around for scrap aluminum. I get asked this question all the time. Hey, Ryan, where do you get scrap aluminum from? And who do I talk to? Or how do you get so much of it? Well, it's pretty easy. It's just about making relationships and keeping those relationships and knowing what to look for and what to say no to. Those are really some of the key factors here. Let's go through some of my stuff. I'll show you what I have. I'll show you where you can get it. However, I'm not going to tell you where my sources are just in case you're in town here, because I got some really good sources. But anyways, let's go through it now and I'll show you what I got. And hey, you know what? I'm just like you and I get screw ups all the time, and I make sure that I reuse all this stuff here because it's still good. I'll try to mix it in with some other like good stuff just to get the alloys back up. But generally I'll remix this stuff here and melt it back down when I make mistakes, and no big deal. Okay, here's what I got from my copper pile. Now, you'll get anything from wire that you're gonna have to strip to old windings. Now you gotta make sure your old windings aren't aluminum on the inside, because sometimes they'll just be coated. Go through here a little bit more. Lots of pipe fittings. I mean, you can mix your brasses and bronzes and coppers all together, but when you throw copper in, it's going to change your temperatures quite a bit. But a lot of the time you'll see me, I'll throw bronze and brass in. I mean, I'm just making decorative stuff, so it doesn't really matter to me too much. But let's go a little bit further here. So we got copper wire. That's pretty cool. We got this. This obviously is a pump, needs to be taken apart. More copper, more copper. Oh, these are cool. Old brass handle. Now you got to make sure that this stuff isn't zinc coated. I'm pretty sure this one is not. This is old as can be. And then for some of my fire department projects, I'm planning on using some of this stuff here. They're all like sprinkler heads. Can melt them down. Got some old industrial parts. I might not even weld that down. I might use that for something like a bushing or something later, just from some of my junk. I got some like sprinkler parts. Now there's a bit of plastic in there. I mean, if I throw that in first, it should be okay. I bet you there's a spring in there, so I'll have to take that apart. Oh, here's a good one. I'm sure you guys recognize that. Now I've got a bunch of these because I do scrapping on the side every once in a while and picking up old propane tanks. And I've got a system for draining down the propane tanks, so when I take the tops off, they're not flooding my neighborhood with explosive gas. But anyways, I've got a bunch of these, and you can kind of take these apart and use those. Got a bunch of old fittings in here, stuff like that. I mean, really, a lot of the brass, once people realize that you are into this kind of stuff, like one of my plumbing buddies, he knows I'm into it now, and I give him the odd casting, like, every once in a while, and he absolutely loves it. So you know what, he'll be bringing me stuff like this. Like this is gold, man. Like the bronze on that, or pardon me, brass on that. Yeah, like I don't want to have to buy that. Things that I don't like doing is I don't like melting this stuff here down. Now that stuff there, oh, let me step over here. That stuff there, I mean, you can melt it down, but it's not really ideal because it doesn't have those alloys in it already. And I mean, why waste good square stock or straight stock aluminum? I mean, if you don't have to. And I mean, the other thing I avoid too is I'm not going to get into melting down pop cans and stuff like that, because you know what? I'm incredibly cheap, if you guys hadn't figured that out. And that's 10 cents a can. And yes, I take my returns in for sure, because you know, it's an extra $20, $30 going into the family fund or my project fund that the wife doesn't know about. And it all adds up, man. It all adds up. Let's go over here and take a look at this stuff. Oh, mother load. Okay, here we go. Let's take a look through here. An old hydraulic saw. Okay, now these are old industrial parts here. These are, I think it's like a rail guide or something like that for the railway. These are all busted up. They got hairline cracks in them and they're no good anymore. So I'll wind up taking these bad boys apart and using them up. Let's go in here a little bit deeper. Oh, what do we got here? Some old fine silver. Okay, well, I'm pretty sure that's just zinc. I'm pretty sure that's just a zinc something or other with silver coated, so don't really care about that. Oh, here's a good one. Plastic wheel, don't need that. So here's a good one. big chunk like this. Now, let's take a look inside there. That's got a bunch of steel in it. Man, you know what? I don't really care. I'm not too fussy. I'll probably throw that in right out of the hop, melt it down, and then I'll just scoop the metal out later. All the metal will be sitting at the bottom, so really, who cares? Okay, let's go down here a little bit further. Okay, my mechanic buddy, he got me one of these. That's more of that Aston Martin motor that we got ripped apart there. That's gonna be pretty good. I'll probably end up heating that up and cracking it in half. Got some old aluminum ingots from like years ago. Oh, let's dig a little further. Oh, here we go. Look at this. Okay, this one's good. This is I think the bottom of an oil pan out of a small motor. I want to say Tecumseh. Don't quote me on that. Throw it in the comments if you recognize it. That'd be great. Now that's good. Like small motors, man, that's a fantastic place to get it, because all you got to do is take your cylinder head off. Usually they're aluminum. Maybe a couple of the side covers. You got a piston hiding in there. How much time you have, really, that's all up to you. So, what do we got here? We got some kind of broken aluminum piece there. Oh, look at that. Now these are what you're probably looking for. These are awesome. Now, this here, oh yeah, you can see what went wrong with that one there. Look at that hole in there. So these ones here, generally what I'll do when I start having my aluminum I've remelted it 2 or 3 times, I'll throw a couple. Now this isn't science, okay? Like this is just what I do. When my aluminum starts getting depleted and I have to remelt it a bunch of times, I'll probably throw in 2 or 3 of these bad boys, and it's got a lot of like extra strong goodness in it that's gonna help us out. Oh, let's go in here a little further. Yeah, little pieces like that. What else we got in here? Oh, you scrappers that are just like me are just loving this video, I'm sure. Now, this isn't cast aluminum, but to be honest, maybe I might throw that in with something decorative, maybe a bunch of pistons in with it, pretend to know what I know. I'll pretend I know what I'm doing, which I don't. I'm just faking it through it like everyone else out there. Guy could die crawling through all this stuff here, all this treasure. I'll die a happy man with all my treasure. All right. Oh yeah. Hey, this here has been sitting here for like, my God, 10 years sitting behind my shop. That's a piece of stainless, just waiting to go up in the greenhouse that I'm building right now. Now I know that's a little bit out of your genre, but anyways, it's cool to me, so I'm throwing it on the channel. But yeah, big piece of stainless there. That's worth a few bucks, I'm betting. All right, let's get out of the house and let's drive around the neighborhood and get some ideas flowing here. Now, a lot of this might have occurred to you already at some point, but you know what? Most of the time it doesn't hurt trying, going out and talking to people and making new friends, so to speak. And it's all about being polite and courteous and keeping those relationships for later. One of the places that have really groomed relationships is, that's right, the scrapyard. Now, that might seem kind of obvious, the scrapyard. However, the guys that work at the scrapyard have a tough job, and you got to treat these guys just right, or you're not going to get the stuff you're going to need. They're just going to point at all this big stuff and stuff maybe over in this bin here, and it's kind of the stuff in the back, the stuff that they're not going to let you get at, and they can cut you good deals usually. Now, here's another obvious yet not obvious suggestion. You got to get to be friends with these guys here. You know, like the engine rebuilders and places, because they throw out all of their stuff. Sometimes it's just a matter of a case of beer. Now, you don't want to be crawling into one of these. This is going to get you in trouble. I know it's on the street, but you don't want to go pissing off a scrapper. That's just a bad idea. But if you're a little bit more, you know, like a scrapper like me, if you go up to the dump, it's the dump. I don't think anybody's really caring. It was a lot of fun today, kind of digging through all the garbage and driving around and looking at the places I get all my stuff. And hey, if you really enjoyed it, throw some comments down below. Let me know what you think. If you got some ideas on better places to get scrap, throw them in the comments down below for other people. I bet you there's 100 places you could think of that maybe we haven't. So also, if you haven't hit subscribe or like, that really helps my channel out a lot, and I'd really appreciate it. And you know what? We'll catch you next time. You guys take care.